Hello Internet, it's me, Josh, the Aging Gamer. So, 2017 has been quite the year for classic video game franchises. The Legend of Zelda gave us a totally refreshing experience of actual exploration, something that we haven't seen since the original NES game. Crash Bandicoot got HD remakes of the first 3 games, proving that the fanbase is just as loyal as ever. Samus Returns is finally taking the Metroid series back to its 2D roots, as this is the first 2D Metroid game since 2004. And Super Mario Odyssey is bringing back that open world feel to the Mario franchise that we've seen in Super Mario 64. It's all about keeping classic series new by doing what they used to do, because they keep trying new things, but we just want to play the games like how we originally enjoyed them. Yeah, enter Sega bringing back classic Sonic in an all-new game titled Sonic Mania. Does Sega finally give us the real Sonic 4? Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania follows right after Sonic and Knuckles, which I guess totally makes Sonic 4 non-canon. Sonic and Tails and Knuckles receive a powerful energy reading off of Angel Island. As they investigate, they see that Dr. Robotnik has already beaten them to the punch. His robots pull out a mysterious gem from the ground, and the robots turn into the Hard-Boiled Heavies. Yup, that's their name. Sonic and friends now must travel through time to stop Dr. Robotnik before he destroys the world. So since we're traveling through time, we're going to see a lot of old stages. But before we get to that, let's talk about the gameplay, as that is very crucial to this game. In more recent 2D Sonic games like Sonic Advance, Sonic 4, and even the 2D sections in Sonic Generations, the gameplay just couldn't compare to that of the original Sonic Genesis titles. I'm not saying that any of those games are broken or anything, but they just didn't feel like the originals. Well, that's where Sonic Mania shines, because it feels exactly how the Genesis games did. And really, why wouldn't it? Project leader Christian Whitehead is the lead programmer for this game, and if you're not familiar with his work, he's worked on many Sonic fan games in the past, and was even responsible for the Sonic CD remake we got a few years back. He even got Sonic CD, as well as Sonic 1 and 2, running on iPhones using his own custom engine. So, yeah, he's pretty familiar with the Genesis games, and since we're talking about development, Sonic Mania's composer, T. Lopes, also worked on past Sonic fan games, making awesome remixes, which you also get to enjoy here. Adding in developers like Headcanon and Pagoda West Games, who also worked on Sonic fan games and ROM hacks, and beautiful animated cutscenes directed by Tyson Heese, an artist who worked on the Archie Sonic comics, Sonic Mania is a game made by Sonic diehards. A game made for the fans, by the fans. But back to the gameplay, it feels just like a Sonic Genesis title. The jump, the speed, all that good stuff. The game takes where Sonic and Knuckles ended and builds upon that. Sonic himself even has a new ability, the drop dash. Jump, then hold down the jump button again to immediately take off upon landing. A simple but effective technique. Knuckles and Tails are also playable, and they retain all their signature moves as well. You're going to see a lot of callbacks to Sonic's past titles. Hit a checkpoint with enough rings and you can play the old Blue Sphere bonus levels. Find a giant golden ring and you get a similar bonus level like in Sonic CD. Collect rings to increase your time while collecting blue bubbles to pick up speed and chase down that Chaos Emerald. You're also going to see a lot of Easter eggs. Whether they're references to characters not in the game or references to spin-off titles, make sure to keep your eyes open. So, all in all, there's 12 different zones containing 2 acts each. At the end of each act, you get to fight a boss, and I gotta hand it to the developers, they really spiced these bosses up. Some are pretty straightforward, you know, jump and hit the bad guy, but some of these are really creative and pretty tricky if you don't know the right method. It's pretty refreshing in my opinion. Another thing I want to talk about is the animation, because it is great! At first it looks like a slightly improved Sonic Genesis title, and I guess all in all, that's what it really is, but the animations are just so much more smoother. Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails got new models, and with added frames of animation, their movement is more fluid than ever. The levels also look amazing. Past levels are more crisp than they ever been, and the new stages will leave you in awe. Sonic Mania looks like it could have been on the Sega Genesis or Sega CD platforms. So the game sounds great, looks great, and plays great, so it must be a pretty great game, right? Well, yeah, it's pretty awesome. However, I do have a few issues with this. Due to how many classic stages returned, at points it didn't really feel like this was something new. At times it felt like I was playing a fan game or a remake. Hell, out of the 12 zones featured in the game, only 4 of them are brand new ones. And for a lot of the classic stages, they felt too much like the originals did, especially Hydro City Zone. Like, they took the stage template from the old games and adjusted them just a bit. To be fair, the second act of a lot of the classic stages mix it up quite a bit. Like Chemical Plant Zone added in crazy bounce effects, and Oil Ocean Zone added a lot of gimmicks that were used in Sonic & Knuckles' Sandopolis Zone. But all in all, I would have preferred seeing more new stages. I like the nostalgia and all that, but I feel like the lack of fresh new levels is holding this game back from standing out on its own. It has all the makings of being a true Sonic Genesis sequel, but it mostly feels like a tribute game instead, and we already got Sonic Generations for that. Besides that though, I very much enjoyed the game, and there's so much you can do. You got your main story you can play, and with the options to also play as Knuckles and Tails, your playthroughs will be slightly different, plus there's different endings. Of course, you also want to go back and find any Chaos Emeralds you might have missed so you can fight the real final boss of the game. There's also Time Attack and Competition Mode. Also, you can get silver and gold medals from playing the Blue Sphere minigames. So all in all, yes, Sonic Mania is a fantastic game, and you'll be wanting to play it for a while. It's definitely worth the $20, which to me almost seems too low. Again, I would have preferred a game that felt more like a real sequel rather than a remix, but I can't complain with the results. This is the first Sonic game in decades that I've truly adored. It's definitely worth checking out. But these are just my opinions. What do you guys think of Sonic Mania? Let's talk about it in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up icon. I'd much appreciate that. And if you don't want to miss out on future videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like always, I thank you guys for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.